From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the vibrant festival of Rio, to the peaceful villages of Indonesia, our world is beautifully diverse.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? I hope you're all doing great. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Aleshia Raihana Zahira, or usually known as Ale. I'm a student at Al Azhar for Islamic High School. The honorable judges and my fellow participants, it is a truly honor and a privilege to have this opportunity to deliver my speech at the EF Challenge 2025 on the specific topic, the power of language in connecting culture. With that being said, let's dive into the right of today's discussion. Have you ever realized the way you greet people, the food you enjoy, or even the clothes you wear tell a deeper stories about who you are? Every single detail reflects something bigger. It's your culture. It's woven into every aspect in our life, influencing our perspective, values, and interaction around the world. In fact, what I'm wearing today is the reflection of that. This is traditional outfit from Dayak, originally Indonesian. It's not just a clothing. It represents history, identity, and cultural differences. Well, maybe you wonder, how do we share and preserve our culture? How do different societies understand and connect one and another? The answer is simple and lies into one of the most powerful things that we got, which is language. What an interesting reality! Language reflects culture, and culture shapes how we communicate. Language plays a crucial role as a bridge that connects people together and the gateway for the cultural exchange. Let's take Indonesia for example, a country that is known for a rich university where, of course, language plays a crucial role in maintaining unity. The way people speak and communicate are deeply influenced by the cultural background. Japanese people, for instance, tends to be more laid-back in how they convey things. This is not for the sake of just being polite, but also because they rather to avoid confrontation. In contrast, Sumatra people with a history of trade and negotiation are naturally more straightforward in their speeches. This does not stem from rudeness, but rather comes from how they communicate based on their cultural history. This highlights the fact that culture itself have their own unique and comes with own of challenge. Despite this, a nation as big and diverse as Indonesia would need to have a sense of unifying language to ensure that there would not be a misunderstanding. Without such a language, misunderstanding will be arise. Just imagine someone going to Sumatra and all they know is a Javanese language. Of course, this would lead to misunderstanding due to the language barrier that they have. However, Indonesia has stayed united thanks to Bahasa Indonesia, a national language that bridges cultural and linguistic differences. Well, just imagine with over 1,300 ethnic groups and more than 700 languages spoken, communication could be easily become a challenge. Well, Indonesia is not alone in this case. Take India as an example, where despite having a 22 official language, English and Hindi are the most spoken language. This shows how important learning a language are, either through programs like EF for learning English or a formal education. However, it is needed to be understood that not everyone has the means to learn a foreign language or have a national language like Bahasa Indonesia. But when we look beyond national borders, we can see how certain language plays a crucial role in connecting cultures globally. Whether it's English that known as a lingua franca that connects people from a different nation, or Bahasa Indonesia uniting of hundreds of ethnic groups in our diverse country.
We've now reached into the end of the stories, but before I go, let's remember one thing. Language isn't just about how we talk, it is the way of life. Once again, I'm Aleshia and adios amigos.